Recently, I was asked about my microphone setup. A few months ago, I started to upgrade some of my microphone equipment, and I'd posted some pictures on Facebook and on Google Plus, and people were sort of saying, "Oh, why have you got this? Why have you got a larger microphone? Why haven't you just got, a wraparound headset like most people who use the internet use?" And I thought, rather than trying to type out long-winded comments and explaining myself as to why I've got this setup, I thought I would just create a little video and explain the reasoning behind why I purchased this particular setup. Now, one of the things that's important to me, and I'm not an audiophile as such, but is audio quality. And I think when you're doing video recording or audio recording, particularly for instructional type recording, you need to have good audio. You need to have good sound. You don't want your audience being distracted by poor quality audio. So that was sort of the prime reason why I looked at purchasing a better microphone than a sort of a standard, wraparound headset microphone. And, I have a limited budget like everybody else. So I did some research, and I found for my budget, the best bang I could get for my budget was buying the Yeti microphone from a company called Blue. And I got the standard Yeti microphone, which normally when you buy it, it comes in connected to a large desk-mounted stand, and it's a USB, so you just plug it into your computer. It uses the standard USB on your computer. You don't need to install any other software drivers, or there are no other issues like that. It just works straight out of the box. Now, I had it for quite a while just on the stand, sitting on the desk, plugged into the computer, but I did notice that there would be times when I'd record something and I would have a buzz or a hum coming through the recording, and it was a bit sort of frustrating. I got this microphone and thought, well, what the hell? And after doing a bit of research, I found that it was being caused by vibrations coming up through my desk here. If I put my foot on the floor or lean forward, and the vibration would come up through the desk, and it would almost be like it would hit the microphone and be turned into a sort of a buzz. So after doing some more research online, I found the best option was to get a microphone stand, which I did. I got a Rode microphone stand and a shock mount. And the shock mount, it's what this microphone is actually sitting on below the level that you can see. The shock mount takes those vibrations and sort of dissipates them so that they don't get picked up by the microphone. And once I'd installed all this stuff and got it all screwed in and working, I found, yes, my audio quality improved again, and it gave me, more flexibility because I could turn the stand around and move the microphone rather than having it just sitting on the desk. But it's a very solid desk stand that it comes with. So that was one of the benefits of it. If you just want to put it out of the box, plug it into your computer, and away it goes. The other option that I like with this particular microphone is that you can plug your headset directly into the microphone, and you get a real sense of the volume of the recording. And you can actually, there's a button, as a knob on the front of the microphone that you can control the volume of your recording in real time. And you can hear yourself in real time. There's no latency where you're hearing yourself a split second after. It's in real time. So that's great if you're doing some sort of recording. It gives you that extra level. Of course, it's got the gain controls and everything on the other side of the mic here. Now, as well as the shock mount and as well as the microphone stand, what makes this microphone look larger than what it is the pop filter. And you might have known if you're not into audio at all, you might have known what a pop filter is. But if you've watched YouTube videos, if you've watched music videos and seen singers standing up to microphones or that, you'll notice that they generally have a filter in front of the microphone because they're singing generally very close to the mic. And that's to stop puffs of air hitting the microphone, particularly when you're either talking or singing and you're saying P's and B's, letters where you puff out a puff of air. And when normally without a pop filter, if a puff of air hits the microphone, you will get a popping style sound on the microphone. What this does, the pop filter does, is just breaks up that air before it hits the microphone, and so you miss out on getting all those P's and B's and popping sounds hitting the microphone. So that's just a basic pop filter that just I've clamped onto the microphone stand, and it keeps, when I'm talking, it keeps hopefully no sort of popping sounds, particularly when you've recorded something and you go back later and think, and you've got to do a lot of post-production to try and get rid of it. The other thing is the cover on the top of the microphone is just a basic windshield. And the reason I did this is not because I'm going to be taking this microphone outside and it's going to be affected by wind. It's just that it keeps the dust off the microphone itself, because I've just got a windshield on it. So that's really my setup, and I think it's fairly, it's not a really expensive setup because I don't, within budgets, but it does the job, and I think it allows you to record stuff at a reasonable level of audio recording quality. I mean, as I say, I'm no audiophile, so there will be people out there who are probably going, who may watch this and be in shock and say, but why didn't you get XYZ microphone, and why haven't you got this set up, and why haven't you got that set up? Well, I'm not an audiophile and I have a limited budget, so I get the best bang for my buck, and I try and get the best audio quality I can get within that budget. And I think I've done reasonably well. For those that may be interested in getting their own microphone like this, you can get them through Amazon. And even in Australia, I managed to get this through Amazon. They shipped it out to me. Amazon can be a bit frustrating if you're an Australian, because sometimes they'll ship things to you. Sometimes a month later, they'll say the same product can't be shipped to Australia. So it's just a matter of going online, looking it up, crossing your fingers and hoping at the time that you're looking to buy it, that you can get it shipped in. You can, of course, get it in Australia, but you generally pay a bit more, unfortunately, even with the exchange rates the way they are. The same with the Rode stand, and the shock mount is a radius 2 shock mount, and it's important that if you do get a Yeti Blue microphone, that you get if you're going to get a shock mount, you get the radius 2, because the Yeti Blue doesn't just fit any old standard shock mount, so you need to get the radius 2. So but no, that's it. And hopefully this recording and others that I'll be doing and have done, that the audio quality is of a good level. As I say, I will put in the video descriptions underneath, where you can look up and find these particular items. If you're just curious, I'll post a photograph as well of the setup, because I didn't really want to be shoving the microphone around while I was recording, so you can actually see what I'm talking about. So if you've got any other questions about it, please feel free to drop me a line or a comment.